Alright, so today we're going to be changing the fuel line on a Ryobi 990R. We're going to remove the air filter housing here just to make it easier to access the fuel line on the carburetor. We're going to drain the fuel into a small container like this. And out came the fuel line. That's broken off. Here's the old fuel line. It's turned into like a gel. You can just break this thing into pieces. It's pretty well done. And here's the fuel filter. We're going to be replacing this today. We're going to remove the fuel line from up on the carburetor here. The gas tank here, you can see that's how much fuel line was actually left in the machine. Now we're not going to be reusing this connector here, as these are pretty much pointless. The primer line appears to be in good shape, so we will not be replacing that today. So when you're installing the new line, you want it to be the same size as the OEM line. You're going to want to cut the fuel line into a point, just like so, to aid in the installation. Push the line into the hole just like so, and twist at the same time. As you can see, it's going in smoothly. Alright, so what I've done here is I've routed some 0.80 trimmer line through the fuel line so that I could easily pull the end of the fuel line out here so that I could attach the fuel filter to it. With this kind of a tank, you do have to do this. With most trimmers you do not, but since the style of this tank does not permit the use of a fuel line pick, this is the easiest way to get the end of the line out of the fuel tank. So we're now installing a brand new replacement fuel filter. Now you want to pull on the end of this line until the fuel filter is in the middle of the gas tank. Now we've got the fuel line installed. Basically what we want to do is we want to route the fuel line up to the carburetor, and we're going to cut off any excess fuel line. And hook the line onto the carburetor, just like this. Reinstalling the air filter cover. We're now putting some fresh fuel into the system, and we'll see how she runs. We'll prime it, choke it, and pull it. Alright, so I'm happy with this repair. Fuel line seemed to have worked good. So I had an issue with this trimmer before. The valves were way out of adjustment. I adjusted them, and the engine would run for a bit and then cut out. And I noticed the fuel line was a pretty dark brown color, so I ended up giving it a bit of a tug to see what was in the tank, if there was a lot of line in the tank. So I was pulling on the fuel line, and the whole line just came right out. So it was a broken fuel line, so it couldn't chase the fuel as it was running. So now I've replaced the line. It seems to be working pretty good. One last thing to replace is the starter recoil pulley, because when the valves were out of adjustment, it had way too much compression, and pulling on the cord actually stripped out the recoil pulley. So you can get it to turn over, but sometimes it will jump. Anyways guys, this was another video by Pimpin' Pens. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Take it easy guys.